We know that people will come to network marketing opportunities for a couple different reasons. Usually, most people are attracted because of the product or the service. And that's because the majority of the conversations being had are about the product and the service. There is another group of people that have come into our profession because of the business mainly. They like the product, they like the service, but they love what the business has to offer. And it's not just the compensation, it's how you earn the money, it's the ability to scale, leverage. Those things are more exciting to them than maybe the product or the service. And while most everybody, when it comes to systems, are just completely focused on how do we bring more customers in? How do we bring more business partners in? Um, there is an element to what we do to build big organizations, and it's built around your culture. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Freedom Factory. It's exciting to have you guys back here with us another week. I hope you enjoyed our podcast last week. I think it was a great topic and one that I think you can go back and listen to as you progress in your journey into becoming a professional network marketer. And I think it's going to have value over and over. This week, we're going to be talking about something that is rarely talked about but is super important if you're trying to build a global organization or maybe just one in your country that becomes sticky and can grow to the size that you want it to grow, which is probably pretty big. If you're listening to this podcast, you're not doing this business to make a few $100. You are wanting to transition to building teams and then building global teams. And we know that people will come to network marketing opportunities for a couple different reasons. Usually, most people are attracted because of the product or the service. And that's because the majority of the conversations being had are about the product and the service. There is another group of people that have come into our profession because of the business mainly. They like the product, they like the service, but they love what the business has to offer. And it's not just the compensation, it's how you earn the money, it's the ability to scale, leverage. Those things are more exciting to them than maybe the product or the service. And while most everybody, when it comes to systems, are just completely focused on how do we bring more customers in? How do we bring more business partners in? There is an element to what we do to build big organizations, and it's built around your culture. You've heard the word culture before, but do you have a system for it? Do you actively try to build events around culture? Do you do things on your team calls that encourage the culture that you're building? Do you even have a culture? That's a question for you to try to answer for yourself. Like, what is the culture of our team? And so let's talk about it a little bit today, because I believe in order for you to have what I said just a few minutes ago, this real big, sticky, incredible organization, sticky in a good way, sticky, you're going to need to have good culture in your organization. Here's the facts about our business. The majority of people, I'm talking consultants now or distributors, that decide to join you as a business partner, the majority of them are only going to do this part time. And some people, very part time, right? Just enough for them to maybe get their products or services paid for, maybe a little bit of extra pocket change. Why do you think those people stick around? It's not because of the massive amount of money they're making. And it's not because of the product, because if it was just the product, they could downgrade to being a customer. They don't need to be a consultant or a distributor or rep. if it's just about the product. A lot of people will stick around as consultants because of the fun, the culture. You guys, and it needs to be fun. Like you've heard all the cliches, right? Like if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. That's true. Steve Jobs said something like, if people don't enjoy what they do, they're going to quit. Like only a crazy person would keep doing something they don't like to do. So, what is it that you can do to keep people around your organization? Because I'm here to tell you that if you're doing this right, if you're keeping people around, meaning they're engaged, they're having fun, eventually the light bulb is going to go off. Eventually something is going to happen in their life where they go, okay, I need to go take this opportunity serious. Like I know a way to make money. I see it. I'm around these people all the time. I'm not making money, but I know people making money. It's time. It's my time. So either that will happen or maybe they just get inspired by something they see. So maybe a new team comes along and that new team takes off and achieves things that maybe this person had not been able to achieve. And all along in the back of their mind, they were thinking, oh, it's something wrong with our systems. It's something wrong with our comp plan. It's something wrong with our leader. And all along, that wasn't true because the new people just came in and blew it up, right? So if you've got a good culture, these people will stick around until these good things happen for them. And that is probably the most important reason that you have a good culture. Now, I will tell you that if your culture is good, you can recruit people to your organization just based on the culture and the team. We used to do it in many different phases of our business where people would actually join our company but didn't know the company name or the product or service. They were joining to be a part of our community. So some leaders will say they have a team name or a team. Some will say community. It's really the same thing. It's a group of people that have come together that kind of share the same thoughts, share the same visions, and want to stick together, knowing there's power in numbers. So let me talk to you a little bit about how you can build this team culture. Well, first of all, you got to look at it from a frequency and how you communicate with them. Like if you're going to have a relationship with someone, you've got to spend time with them. So if you're going to do this and do it on a big scale, you want to be building culture throughout the week, the month, and the year. All right. So you're going to have, most people will have team calls. This is a great place to build team culture. Inside team calls, you can, on a weekly basis, remind them about what the team vision is. You can celebrate and recognize people for the right behaviors. This is all team culture. And really put a big spotlight on what your team is all about. And you don't have to spend a bunch of time every week doing this, but a little bit of time each week helps. A simple way too is to actually have kind of a calling card, a badge. Like, do you have a community name? Do you have a team name? In order to have the culture, people are looking for some type of identity, right? When I think of some big brands, like one of the first ones that comes to mind is like Harley Davidson. When you think of Harley Davidson, what do you think about? Like, is that a culture? I mean, first of all, you're probably going to think, I hope, motorcycles. Then you start thinking motorcycles. Do you think, bikers with leather on and just like groups of people? Like, what do you envision? Because that culture is so strong that people literally put Harley Davidson tattoos on their body. Like that's a strong culture. You know you've done something right when people are making that kind of commitment to you as an organization, right? I'm not saying people should be tattooing themselves for your team culture, but I hope you get the point. And that is when you do this right, there is an identity that people have. They feel a part of something. And it usually comes with a name, right? And so you may want to think about that. If you don't have a name for your community, your team, you may want to think about that, doing that, consult with your top leaders, get their buy-in, and then launch this thing. I can think of so many teams around the world that this is a core part of their culture. They have this uniqueness about them. Another thing that you can do is do events. So you've got your team calls that are happening weekly. Then you might want to do events, even on a local basis, or maybe a bigger regional or national basis. So some ideas around the local stuff. I think it's fantastic that once a month, a local area of leaders should get together, and there should be business held. Like in my mind, if you're going to get together as a group, if you're going to sacrifice the time from your family and the things you love doing, that's why we do this business, guys. We do this business so that we can earn the money and have the time to go do the things we love to do, right? Not that you don't love network marketing, but I think you guys get what I'm saying. You probably love traveling or love fishing or love shopping or love sports and golf and all these things. Um, if you do this right, this business allows you to have the time and the money to go do those things, right? However, if you're going to take time away from those things to build your business, I always feel like you should either A, have an opportunity meeting, or B, have a training, or both. So let's say it's a Saturday, you're getting some people together. Um, Maybe it's a training. Fantastic. Do the training, but then after the training, have some fun, have a cookout, have a potluck, have some live music, have some fun. Steve Jobs, fun, guys, have some fun, and you'll start to build this culture. It's amazing. And so once a month, think about how you can build the business and the culture at the same time. It could be around customer appreciation month. It could be distributor appreciation month. You could rotate those things. That should be done on a local level where people are getting together once a month. Then on a national level, maybe not quarterly, but if so, quarterly is great. But once or twice a year, your company probably does an event. And at those events, you should be doing things that build your culture. So I know for us, we had so much fun with the team, a variety of different ways. We rented out restaurants, we went on team hikes, we rented out ballrooms, we brought in DJs, we just did all kind of things to build that culture. And people had fun. I mean, I can remember some specific nights. Oh man, just epic fun that people, when they left there, knew they were a part of something big and fun. And even if they weren't making much money, they didn't want to miss the next one. They wanted to be around this group. And if you're doing this right, that's what has to happen. You have to go do the right things, become a better person, grow as a leader, and then take people on that journey with you. So maybe they're not making a bunch of money yet, but by them being around you, by them being around your energy, your team, your culture, your community, it's making them a better person. They're starting to make better decisions with their health, their time, their money, their relationships, all because they are hanging around your community and your team. That's the importance of culture. The last thing I'll share with you that culture will do for you is when, not if, but when things get difficult. In all business, there are going to be problems, and problems, they're not a good thing, but you shouldn't shy away from it as a leader, because where there are problems, the people that solve those problems become better and stronger leaders, which usually equates to more money in our industry and more time and more freedom. So the more problems you solve, the more money you make, the more free time you get, and the more freedom you get. That's how it works. Okay. So don't run from problems, solve them. It's a good thing. If you're able to do this, guys, for people, it's going to create this massive swell of trust. So when things go sideways, people will trust you. They know that no one's perfect. but that you're going to try and fix it. And probably you will be able to fix it because they have been around your team. They've seen you in action. These are really, really important things to building a long paying residual check and the freedom that you guys are all after. If you're after freedom in your organizations, this is critical because by doing this, you're going to create a global group of people who know what you stand for, who know what they're going to get when they're around you, and they're going to stick around. They're going to stick around, and one day the light might go off, and they might just decide to go build this in a big, big way. So get a strategy around culture. You guys have strategies to get more customers this month. You got strategies to rank events this month. You got strategies to get more subscriptions this month. What is your strategy to build the culture in your team this month? What is the strategy to build better culture in your community or team this year? That's a question that only you can answer, but it's an important one. And if you answer it, you are well on your way to getting more freedom in your life and building the business you always wanted. So I hope you enjoyed this short but very powerful and important podcast this week. You guys go out, have a great week, crush it, and we'll see you next week on the Freedom Factory.